Lionel Bienvenu, Nick Rothschild, Bradey King with you, talking about this Nuggets and Clippers first-round series. And, oh, boy, it's going to be great. Two teams with the exact same records, 50 and 32, the 4 seed, the 5 seed. They are right here, but they are two different teams. The Clippers are a top 5 defensive team. The Nuggets are a top 5 offensive team. So they are very different, arriving to this kind of same spot here, Brady.
Yeah, these two teams are neck and neck. It's equivalent to like a March Madness 8 and 9 matchup in my eyes. I feel like it'll just depend on which team is able to continue the momentum, right? The Nuggets won their past 3 games going into this. Obviously, all the drama with firing Michael Malone and Calvin Booth. They've seemed to overcome that in a good way, but the Clippers, really no drama. They've got a healthy Kawhi Leonard back, and they're coming off 8 wins. So I feel like they have the momentum here. It'll just be which team shows up. The Nuggets obviously have home court advantage, which should be a big help to start
Not
the series.
just which team shows up, Brady, individually which players. Because as we've talked about a lot this season, health for the Nuggets has been the primary concern. Yeah. Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon are kind of the primary guys we've been focusing on here. Aaron Gordon is going to be huge in this series. He's going to draw Kawhi Leonard more often than not defensively, and Kawhi has been out of this world since returning to the lineup. The Nuggets never faced Kawhi this season in the 4 games they played against them, the Clippers. So Aaron Gordon's calf needs to be right, and Jamal Murray is Mr. Playoffs. If he has his effort and his body dialed in, he's really the straw that stirs the drink. If he can play well in this series and beyond, the Nuggets can continue to win and move through the playoffs. We know Nikola Jokic will bring it. Jamal Murray, for me, is the catalyst, is the X factor.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely it. I think this, if the Nuggets can continue to play defense with hustle and energy and excitement like they did the last 3 games, and not the flat locker room that's Josh Kroenke saw after the Pacers game, that's going to be key. Defense wins championships, especially in the playoffs and in the NBA. But, yeah, Joker's going to be Joker. To me, Brady, health. Like Nick said, if they're healthy, if Jamal is putting in his 21 points a game every game, if Gordon is putting in his 18 points a game, MPJ doing the same, Joker's Joker, the Nuggets will win this series. But if there's a sore ankle pops up and Gordon's out for Game 3, or Jamal's hamstring acts up and he's out for Games 2 and 3, they're going to have a problem. They got to stay healthy, and everybody's got to be full speed for the Nuggets to win.
Yeah, health is obviously key, but I'd also like to see balanced scoring that we saw in the last game. All of the top 5 starters having that 18 to 19 point range was perfect. We don't need Nikola Jokic to go out and score 60. While it's fun to watch, it usually ends in a Nuggets loss because he is trying to put the team on his back and do everything. I think if all of those 5 guys, those 5 starters, can step up and contribute, then it should be a great series.
Well, I think you're going to see that, Brady, because Nikola Jokic has the worst true shooting percentage of any team in the league is against the Clippers. He tends to not take a lot of shots against these Clippers as well. I don't know if it's Ivica Zubac that sort of throws him off his game with the physical nature of his interior play, or if there's something about the scheme. But Jokic tends to be more of a distributor when they face the Clippers, so it's going to have to be some of those other guys. And it'll also be interesting to see how Adelman plays the playoff rotations. Yeah. He said down the stretch, whoever's playing well that night is going to play, but how deep into the rotation is he willing to go? How much Peyton Watson?
Well, that's
how much Russell Westbrook? Yeah. That's where we're looking.
You're right. That's the matchup I want to see, though, is Jokic and Zubac. I mean, you got Harden averaging 23 points, Norman Powell 22 points, Kawhi Leonard just about 22 points. But Zubac, the big fella, the big physical beast in there, 17 points and over 12 rebounds a game. That Jokic-Zubac inside matchup is going to be great, and then the rest of them will fill in the blanks there.
Defense, too. I mean, Zubac is great defensively. The Clippers are great defensively. Yeah. They're very handsy, is what Jamal Murray said at practice. So they force a lot of turnovers. Nuggets have had issues with turnovers, Brady. Yeah. Gotta make sure you secure the basketball.
Yeah, secure the basketball, and I think the Nuggets defense is going to be huge, right? Going up against a top 5 defense, the Nuggets are not going to score the amount of points we are typically like to seeing. You mentioned Peyton Watson. I think we will see some of those guys that are known as the defensive spark guys come in, Russell Westbrook, and hopefully be able to pose a threat on the defensive end for the Nuggets.
All right, here we go. I got Nuggets in 6.
Ooh.
Nuggets win the series in 6. but it's going to be really tough. And again, they've got to stay healthy and they got to stay hot.
Unfortunately, I feel like this is going to go 7 one way or the other. I think the Nuggets have enough firepower to win this series. It does concern me. I think beating the Clippers is going to be monumental on their journey towards potentially winning a championship. But if you're going to weather 7 games and you still want to stay healthy, that's where I get nervous. I think they get the job done, though.
I am going to go Nuggets in 7 as well. I think these first 2 games at home are going to tell us a lot. The Nuggets usually play better at home, but of course we don't get the hindsight's 2020, right? So we get to decide right now. I'm going to say Nuggets in 7. I think.
Don't freak out if they go 1-1 at home, okay, or even 0-2 at home, because to get to a 7-game series, the Nuggets are going to have to lose a few games, and I just would not be surprised if a couple of those games come at home.
Right.
There you have. Can't wait for it to start. Game 1 happening Saturday at Ball Arena.